star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, in the sidelines as well. Now, we get a chance to check out some stats for Jalen Johnson.
His assist numbers in the past 5 games have gone in the wrong direction. He's been out of sync with his teammates, sort of playing on an island instead of as part of a 5-man unit.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Johnson and Okongwu man the post positions. C.J. McCollum out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Daniels in at the small forward position. And for New York, they've got Karl Anthony Towns. Josh Hart out there with Anunoby. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Brunson in at the point. Greg, not many games remain in the season, and the posturing beginning for these teams as they jostle for postseason positioning.
Yeah, this is the time to give full effort and to really communicate. When the pressure rises, teams can either gel together or fall apart.
Just 5 on the clock. Knicks with the rebound. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
Well, for them, this was a favorable matchup. These teams were really in different places last year.
Now, here's Johnson. Following the miss by C.J. McCollum. Floats one. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist.
Wow, look at the touch on that teardrop by McCollum. He made that look very easy.
Hart outside. Back to Brunson. Shoots from 12. That misses off the backboard. And here's Atlanta. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, that's the big challenge. Teams tend to feel more comfortable at home for sure, so you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. That just didn't happen in this one.
No hesitation from Bridges. He gets the ball and is primed to take that shot.
The offensive skill set for Karl Anthony Towns, Greg is a 7-footer, is very special, to say the least.
The outstanding shooting, the post play, and he's worked on his defense. He may never be elite at that end, but he ignites an offense.
Now McCollum, after the missed 3 from Karl Anthony Towns. Alexander Walker passes to Johnson. Okongwu a screen. Pass to McCollum. Back to Okongwu. And he makes that one.
Well, with his ability to both score and facilitate, McCollum really fits the combo guard label.
Bridges outside. And Towns the bucket on the assist for Bridges.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Now, here's Johnson. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
And here is Bridges, following the 3-pointer by C.J. McCollum. McCollum against Brunson. To the paint, and stolen by Okongwu. Daniels passes to Johnson. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
And inside the paint, Johnson is becoming very consistent. He knows what angle to take.
In the corner, Daniels. Alexander Walker with the ball. Hasn't made one yet. McCollum, no good. Anunoby outside. Pass to Brunson. The 10-footer. And the shot is long. Atlanta leading by 4. And last season, Tim, Paul Millsap retired. He was an all-star in each of his 4 years in Atlanta.
Well, he helped guide the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2015. That team overachieved through chemistry, and this group hopes to do the same thing.
Now, here's Bridges. Jalen Johnson missing his last shot. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Towns has got 5.
Towns has one of the best three-point strokes of any big man in the league.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. So New York ends up going with the new group. And now a chance to go to the real stats, real scores from the real NBA to see the leading three-point shooting teams in the NBA. The Knicks 4th. Number 5, the Hawks.
And the shooting display both these teams have put on this season has been remarkable. I mean, there are just three-point shooters all over the floor.
Benson with it. He's defended by Alvarado. He lobs it up. And it's Ricochet missing.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, the timing was a little bit off, and it forced the miss.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
And so it's Atlanta with it, following the score by New York. Lets it go from the wing. Robinson pulls it in. New York's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And here's Clarkson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Fires the 3. Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Knicks lead by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
You give any team this many second chance opportunities, it's going to put you in control.
And so in the game for the Hawks, Zachary Ricochet out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Jock Landale. And it's Kispert in at the 2-guard spot. Now, here's Kispert. Jordan Clarkson missing his last shot. Now, here's Kispert. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami. And here's McCollum for 3. Robinson pulls it in.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
You know, Tim, throughout his career, C.J. McCollum has been the model of consistency.
Well, you can count on him to get you 20 with efficient shooting, Kevin. We've seen it now for over a decade. And I love his calm, steady demeanor. It stabilizes his team.
Here's Alvarado. He's guarded by McCollum. Alvarado passes to Clarkson. Now here's Towns. Shoots over Landale. Towns, no luck.
Wait, it didn't go that time, but that's a shot he should feel confident in taking.
Kispert kicks to McCollum. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, his poor shooting hasn't helped them much, but you can't point the fingers solely at him for why they're behind.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. A different look for New York. Anunoby, he's checked in for Landry Shamet. Mikal Bridges comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Jose Alvarado. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Johnson, he's checked in for Kispert. The Hawks trail by 5. McCollum passes to Kuminga. Johnson surveying the floor. McCollum against Brunson. 6 on the shot clock. McCollum no good. The Knicks leading by 5. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Karl Anthony Towns is taking his rebounding to a new level in New York. He said, I didn't put all this muscle on for no reason. I'm going to keep playing physical, keep playing my game, and I'll keep demanding attention from every defense and then let the game play out. Kevin, back to you.
Playing physical for sure. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. And it's Risa Shea missing. Anunoby kicks to Brunson. Anunoby passes to Brunson. So, Tim, I'm sure it's hard to pick one, but who would you call the most underrated player right now in the NBA?
I think it's Pascal Siakam, and I have felt that way for a few years. I just think you're talking about someone who has great energy, plays both ends of the floor, and is a matchup nightmare because of his versatility.
And began kind of in oblivion. He had to play some time in the G League and work his way up.
Became the most improved player in this league.
Now, here's Bridges. At the elbow, it's Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
Not a ball stopper on the wing. Bridges with the help.
1:56 left in the second quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And here's McCollum for 3. Good on the three-point shot. McCollum's got 8 points.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. And the Knicks making a change here. Hart's checked in, and Atlanta will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Jock Landale. Dyson Daniels comes in for Kuminga. Kispert's checked in for Risa Shea. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for C.J. McCollum. Now here's Brunson. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. 4 on the clock. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range.
Here is Daniels. No scoring in this one. They set the pick. Alexander Walker with the ball. Robinson picks him up, and there's the call on Nickeil Alexander Walker. That is his first foul of the game. Atlanta making a switch here. Vincent's checked in. The Knicks leading by 6. Here's Brunson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, staying strong inside. Brunson going right into the coverage to get the call.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
And another thing they've done consistently well is attack the paint. They have stayed aggressive under the hoop and gotten high percentage looks.
And both free throws good for Brunson.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Robinson with the block. Anunoby against Daniel. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Vincent misses. For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to the Hornets. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, that's a nice read from Brunson out of the pick and roll.
Here's Alexander Walker. He has yet to score. Okongwu with a screen on Bridges. Alexander Walker. And so it's New York going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Coach Quinn Snyder with us now. And, Coach, a bit of a lull for this team scoring the ball. Why?
It had nothing to do with anything other than us being aggressive. We're like walking the ball up the court. Whoever's got it, we've got to attack.
At least effort is something you can control. Thank you, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you. And, folks, we'll be back with you right after this halftime break.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're measuring up the shot. One more time. A big round of applause for
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the New York Knicks.
Their bench has impressed. You get a jolt of energy, all that offense. This is a well-rounded roster.
Yeah, team chemistry, a big point of emphasis for this organization. And there's more NBA action in store for us tonight. Here are the games tipping off later. It'll be the Golden State Warriors up against the Suns out in Phoenix. That one gets going 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
These teams are well matched. It's going to be anyone's game.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
We've got Jalen Brunson. Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Bridges in at the two-guard spot. That's the group for Mike Brown as we get going here in the second half. Here's Towns. Atlanta with the rebound.
The defense doing just enough there to affect that shot.
And Tim, breaking down Jalen Johnson's game, what jumps out to you?
Well, Kevin, I think it's his versatility. He can really do everything out there. And when you combine it with his size and athleticism, he's got star written all over him.
And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. In the third spot, the Hawks.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
Now here's Brunson. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Towns looking around. Okongwu grabs the board.
Well, he's not having as much success shooting the ball early as he wanted, but so far, it's not hurting their team performance.
To the inside. And it's Brunson missing.
They started out this half ice cold, 0 for their first 3.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Johnson against Hart. McCollum outside. Nice shot from the wing. McCollum's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Hawks.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter. Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
And he doesn't have to do it alone. He's got 4 teammates on the floor.
Now here's McCollum. 10 points for him. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Well, it looked like the defense was there for the challenge, but C.J. McCollum showing you his ability to fight through that.
Here's Hart. Off target from three-point range.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Johnson, good.
And that brings them to 3 for 4, and the game plan seems to be working here early.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Now here's Towns. He has 5. LaShake. Atlanta with the rebound. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson dishes to McCollum. Pass to Alexander Walker. Offensive rebound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Josh Hart.
And what Jalen Johnson brings to the floor is energy and unselfishness. He works hard out there every single night, and he's all about team.
He misses the free throw. So we've seen the NBA, Tim, embrace analytics more and more over time. That's something you caught on to early in your career.
Well, there is no doubt, Kevin, that they're starting to go more to the analytics. The eye test is really important when you look at just what makes good basketball. But the numbers sometimes can tell you things you didn't even realize as a coaching staff.
As a broadcaster, what numbers do you look at normally right off the top? What things are telltales for you?
One thing that I really look at as opposed to individual plus minus, give me that group of 5 plus minus. That way I know which units are really getting it done together.
Oh, I love that. Now McCollum, after Jalen Brunson missing on that last three-pointer. For the tie, shots good by Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got it all tied up now for Atlanta. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Brunson kicks to Towns. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 12. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Pass to Brunson. Hart with the screen for Brunson. 14 feet away, and he can't bank that one in. For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Bridges against McCollum. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game. Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Atlanta also making some changes here. Jock Landale's checked in for Okongwu. And Kuminga's subbed in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now here's Kuminga. Nothing on the board. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Bridges inside. Defended by Kuminga. Brunson against McCollum. New York needs to get off a shot. Bridges inside the three-point line. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. They now take the lead. McCollum's got 14 points.
And the offense has just flowed through McCollum all night, whether that's finding people or repeatedly attacking like he does right there.
From deep, Brunson, no good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Bucks ahead as they score 12 in a row to finish the quarter on a big-time run. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Yeah, right there, he wasn't a ball stopper. He kept his eyes up and his options open.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. They've got Rizachet, Kuminga out there with John Glandale. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Kispert in at the 2. Kispert setting the pick for Rizachet. No good from outside.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Pass to Alvarado. Robinson a screen on McCollum. And here's Towns. Towns is doubled. Here's Shamet. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Shamet's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Knicks. Here's McCollum. Back to Kispert. Pass to McCollum. Alvarado with the steal. Plays it in off the breakaway. And now it's a three-point New York lead. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for New York.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Jose Alvarado. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Johnson's checked in. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. Point blank, he wants better shot selection. He told them, we're settling guys. Come on. We're not being patient out there. We're not working the ball around. That has to change right now.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Got that one up quick. Kispert's got his first 3 points of the game. We can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
That one, no good. Nice defense from Kuminga.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Here's Rizachet. He's covered by Shamet. Just 4 to shoot. Back to McCollum. Shoots over Clarkson. McCollum, no good. New York trailing. Brunson surveying the D. Outside, Towns. Looking to get back on track here. And he lays it up and in. Towns has got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
And I'll tell you, offense comes really easy to Big Cat.
Now McCollum from outside. Robinson there for the rebound.
After making 2 threes in the first half, the defense has really tightened up on him here, and he's yet to hit one in the second.
And he lives for the moment. Brunson playing his best during crunch time.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately, A different look for New York. Hart, he's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. OG Anunoby comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Bridges in for Clarkson. Then for the Hawks, Okongwu's checked in for Jonathan Kuminga. Tyson Daniels comes in for Zachary Rizachet. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Corey Kispert.
Well, McCollum is a proven scorer, but he's even more dangerous in big moments.
Towns sets the pick for Bridges. A free pass leads him right to the rack.
And this is why he's a go-to option. Towns enjoys getting the chance to come up big for his team.
Johnson with a screen on Bridges. Now Johnson.
Okay, well, Johnson was ready for his number to be called on that play, and he showed up when they really needed one.
Brunson against McCollum. Here's Towns. And he banks the layup in. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Now here's McCollum. Johnson with a screen on Brunson. McCollum. It misses. The Knicks with the lead. Now Anunoby outside Bridges. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Towns outside. And he does not hit.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Here's Okongwu. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
McCollum looking it over. Johnson with a screen on Brunson.
Using all of that size to create leverage and rip down that board.
Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock. That is world class.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Brunson against McCollum. Here's Johnson. McCollum outside. Bridges with the rebound. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second team foul. Jalen Brunson at the line. 2 shots.
He gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, analytics aside, players making important free throws is always valued by their team.
So it's New York picking up the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns.